Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, here we are. As soon as we get inspired by a good story, a good comment, letter, message about some question or other, immediately my wife decides that she wants to do another advice column. So here we are. Go!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here is it. So again, to all who send their personal problem, personal question, send, and then we'll advise. We try to squish our brain to give you an advice.
I feel that my brain's been well squished lately.
You know?
Okay.
So now, hi Beth and Terrence, I am your followers and I salute you on helping a lot of people in your community. I am your avid fan in your advice sections because your viewers participate. Yeah, so thank you to all our viewers who participate on our advice section.
All your comments are noted by other people who are commenting and offering their stuff. The only condition is don't start effing and blinding and using the other swear words. I'll just delete it.
Yeah, so here it is. I am 29 years old. I work as an office clerk with minimum salary in the Philippines. I have a foreigner boyfriend named Carl for almost a year. He visited me last Christmas and we spent together in Boracay for a few weeks, where he proposed to me in a romantic beach of Boracay. I said
a romantic bitch?
Romantic. I think it's a romantic place.
Oh, you mean a...
In a romantic...
Sorry, honey.
Yeah.
I thought you said a romantic bitch.
No.
You meant a romantic...
Beach.
A romantic beach. All right. All right, we're clear on that. Okay. Go
I said... Sorry, Mom. I said yes because I love him and I think he's the one. He also good to my family, supporting my family and paying school fees of one of my siblings who is in college. Everything is okay until I met one guy named Ronald. Oh, it's getting that's the when the things complicated. Everything is okay until I met one guy named Ronald, a new co-office mates in the company where I work. Things change and I fall in love with him. A happiness that I never felt to my boyfriend and even my exes. Exes, Rahan, is like your other ex, right?
Yes, EX.
Ronald knows that I have a boyfriend. That's why at the beginning he didn't want to be close to me because and same with me. I tried to be away until one night. Oh, this night, you know.
This is a family show, by the way.
Until he tried to be away. Same with me. I tried to be away to him until one night we go out for birthday celebrations of one of our co-workers, and we sit down together and our hands meet and it's like electricity to me. Yeah. That time he confessed his feelings and willing to accept whatever my decision is and respect it, and he's still showing and treating me like with love and care. I hate how he cares me, but I love it. You know, so in other words,
who's kissing who right now?
No, not
I'm not quite sure.
In other words, they will go out. They're going out for a birthday celebrations of his office mates and co-workers, and then suddenly they sat together and their hands are together and it's like an electricity. So that time, Ronald, the co-office mates, confessed his feelings and says, even he knows that he got a boyfriend, confessed his feelings and says, no matter what your decision is, I respect it. I just want to see my feelings because I think because of the electricity, you know, that electricity really do it, you know.
Yes,
so
it's electrical, isn't it?
I hate how he cares me because I love it. What should I do? I never go out with him alone. I don't want to betray my foreigner boyfriend. Even though in my mind I want to kiss and hug him tight. Oh. What should I do? I don't want to hurt my foreigner boyfriend. I'm getting crazy. Advise me, please. Oh, it's like a fairy novella. Telenovela. What? You first, darling. What's your advice?
Well,
I'm gonna close. There's a lot of mosquito.
Well, when we're talking about the electricity, okay, and hands touching, call me an old cynic, but I don't believe that hands work on their own. What did they do? Did they go like this and get together and have a
Maybe
little...
accidentally. Remember, if you're
Oh, absolutely.
if you're, for example, you've been in a seat, right, in a sofa, and then your other co-office, the one who sit down also squishing, come on, move a little, and so their hand are put together like that, and it, like that.
You're a great believer, aren't you?
I know.
I think that as far as all things electrical, you should have a trip switch on there, which will not allow an electrical flow between you and another person when you've already committed to a man who has been paying for all kinds of aspects of your life. And when Beth and I talked about this, we agreed that first of all, for me being a realist, I know that, oh gosh, this was a tough one for me. Of course, being this young, well, I'm just a babe, aren't I? Oh, actually, no, that was about 50 years ago. So I know that she is going to go out daily and see guys who probably would make a much, much better mate than I would in terms of looks and age. She'll never know whether they are more talented, and we talked about this. And to be perfectly honest, while I am not the most handsome young guy in the world, in our world, she is not the most beautiful. Don't start writing on me. And I know that any day that I go out, I live in a place where there are beautiful women. Beth, to my eyes, is beautiful. But I'm not blind to the fact that there are many, many beautiful women. And when we go out, I often see them. And they often see me, and whether it is... can I have that pen, please?
I hold it.
And I know that maybe it's real and maybe it's not, and maybe they're a missed soulmate. Who knows? But I will never know, because I don't allow myself to have these little electrical discharges. I keep away from that, and I have a little rule that will take a second to say. I don't say things to any woman that I meet. I don't do anything to a woman that I meet that I could not have Beth see me do. So in other words, if I were in a room and unbeknownst to me, Beth was standing behind me watching, am I going to do anything at all that would offend her and upset her and make her feel betrayed? And the answer is no. I'm not perfect, but this much I've learned. Beth, your turn.
It's quite difficult, because I think it's a test on your relationship with your foreigner boyfriend. It's just that.
Well, let's cut out the foreigner crap, right? Let's just say that this other man, why does it always have to be prefixed with foreigner? The first man that we talked about, right? Man A.
Yeah.
Was the one that you committed to, and you said that you loved him. So.
Yeah, it just happened that he loves that man, right? He loves that. Let's put the foreigner, okay? Let's put foreigner Carl, who is named Carl, right? He loves Carl, who is a foreigner. And then suddenly...
We got the foreigner back in there, didn't we? Yeah, go on then.
It's my opinion now. Yeah, so at first, as she stated in her letter, that everything is okay, right? Until the guy came in the scenario. Until the Filipino guy came in the scenario. So it's just it's like a test on your relationship, and it just happened that you're being carried away on your feeling.
Yeah, it was a test, it was a test that you failed.
Yeah, it's a test that you failed, and you've been carried away, and you said that you're happy, that you never experienced from your boyfriend or your other exes. So in other words, the love that you had to your foreigner boyfriend is not strong enough to stop the temptation, right? So
apparently yes.
So my advice is, you talk to your foreigner boyfriend before the betrayal, because now you say that you said on your letter that you wanted to kiss him in your mind, and hold him tight, it's already a betrayal, because once you think it, it's already a sin, right?
Well, it can if
It
you
can
think
create.
it can be done based on the fact that all of our thoughts form our life in the future. If you've been kissing this guy in your dreams, then we're all probably already at the point where you should be actually being honest.
Yeah, so I just want to be brutal on my opinion, okay? And want to be realistic. Okay, as I said, it's my personal opinion. Yeah, you need to talk to your foreigner boyfriend about your feeling to the other guy. You need to tell him and be honest to him. And don't get married to your foreigner boyfriend when you're not settled yet and you're still in love to your Filipino boyfriend. Because what happens is, when you're still working, for example, you get married to your foreigner boyfriend, and your foreigner boyfriend will just came to the Philippines to visit you, to spend a few months, and then go back to the States, and then you're still working in that office, and then there's still love. There's a love that you feel to your coworkers. Then possible the temptation will like a flow, and you cannot, because there's already love that you feel. So you need to settle that. You need to choose one and leave one. So whether you want to choose to your foreigner boyfriend and leave the other guy, and one thing is maybe better if you resign. If you cannot handle the temptation, and you cannot handle it because you're always meeting him every day. So maybe you need to, if you want to choose your foreigner boyfriend, better if you resign and find another job that's away. Because even though you tell to that Filipino that, look, I choose him, but if you still going and meeting, I still see him every day, it's difficult to forget the love and temptation. For example, you've been out together, and then the electricity, for example, you got a little drink and the electricity flashback or flashing or charge, so it's, they said there's a Filipino says that kapugan pa ang baha kaysa gugma. You know that?
Of course I do.
There's
Yes.
There's a saying that the floods can be stopped than love.
The flood can be stopped.
Remember, it's a lot of flood, a lot of water, right?
It can be stopped by
It
love.
can be stopped
By
but
love.
no, it can stop, but the one who fall in love can never be stopped. Still in love, is still in love even if it's wrong, right? Yeah, so you need to choose one, and if you choose that foreigner boyfriend, then you need to be honest to your foreigner boyfriend that I got a Filipino boyfriend, but we never do anything against the boundary. Okay?
There's another aspect of this as well, which I would want to point out, and that is how ethical do you think that this other boy is? I'm not talking about whether someone is Filipino or foreign or whatever. Boyfriend 2 has come in on the scene, and he knows that you are in a committed relationship. Now, if he is willing to help you betray that relationship, you're going to be able to trust him somewhere down the road. If he suddenly starts in another job or another department and he has another little electric shock, will he go with that one too? So, if you have someone who you did love, and you said that I think you said, did she say that she loved him? The foreigner?
Yeah, he loves that foreigner.
She loved him.
But
so,
then everything changed when he met the guy.
Yeah, but she said that she loved him, and if that love was genuine, it can be rekindled. Right now, all that you have is a little infatuation. You could regard it as that. You could regard it as a test also. And at the moment, you are on the cusp of either success or failure. So, you got to decide how are you going to proceed through your life. Because even if you overcome this one, there will be others.
Yeah, there will be other guys that you would find it, you will fancy that very handsome, very sexy, very good looking, So
let's face it, the world is
every day there's a
the world is
temptation.
full of beautiful people.
Yeah.
And you're going to be finding them wherever you live, whether it's in the Philippines or whether it's going to America. You're going to find those temptations almost every day.
But what if the Filipino guy is his love is so big, as what he said, that he never feel from anyone else. So that's difficult, So as
Then
I
you have
said,
to get back, then you must get back to qualities of character.
yeah, so if that guy, so another, I already finished the foreigner, right? You need to talk to him, and tell him, and then you need to choose one. You need to choose one and be faithful to him. And if you think that you cannot, your love, whatever you try to balance, and your love is bigger to the Filipino, and the Filipino is a good man, then it's up to you what you're gonna choose.
Let's get it back to real life experience. When we had committed to each other and I was still living in Pampanga until I could wind things up and get back to Bohol, what did you tell me happened at work? That someone came over to you, a new employee came over to you and asked you what?
No, it's not co-employee, it's just from other department, which is somewhere in school.
Fine. Somebody, all right. Oh, did I not get it quite right?
Yes,
Somebody came over to you and said what?
Yeah, he just says that, how are you, you like that, talking like that. So I said, sorry, I'm already committed.
So, in English, they call that nipping it in the bud. In other words, before it can start to flower, you snip it off. And that's when it's the easiest.
Yeah, because if you talk and because if you give a place that you're gonna talk and then you share each other, then you later on you can say, oh, he's a nice to talk, and then so in other words, try to avoid it's okay to talk with a man, but you need to know where to stop it, because there's always temptation in every way. So as I said, it's just a test on your relationship, and you need to choose one. And if you think that you love your foreigner, then choose your foreigner and tell him the truth that I got a foreigner, I got a co-office mate where I fall in love. But it never happened. There's nothing happened between us, And if you really choose your foreign your Filipino boyfriend, then you need to tell your foreigner that it needs to end.
We're finished.
Yeah, we're finished. Don't use two. Don't use two in your life. Because it will be back karma to you. The karma will be back to you. So if that foreigner boyfriend supporting your family, then tell him the truth so he could stop supporting, right?
Yeah.
And if that foreigner saying that no, even we're not together, I will still support your family. Then it's up to you. It's up. But as delicadeza, you need to tell him that, because it's very difficult. It's very difficult if you get married to a foreigner, but your heart belongs to someone else. Because marriage. Let me finish, darling, please. Because marriage is just not 1 year, 2 years, or 5 years. It's a lifetime commitment, and if your love is not strong enough, the temptations will easy to come in and break the relationship. Right?
Yeah, and then you will be a lost soul. Believe me, the torment between being torn between two people that you started off loving one and then ended up not ending that love, but starting to love somebody else. The destruction, the harm to the spirit is great, because your self-esteem will take a serious dive. And why? Because we're always watching ourselves, and ourselves is looking at you and saying, you're doing what?
Yeah, so
Sorry, you can't have two. You can't have both.
Yeah, one only. So you need I think another way is stop the communication for even 2 days or 3 days and have meditate. Have a meditations and ask for guidance for your decision. You know, and whatever your decision is, tell the other one that you need, this is what happened, and choose only one. Don't, ayaw pamangka sa, ayaw, what's the call that one? Ayaw pamangka sa usa ka sakayan.
Oh, I was going to say that. Yeah.
No, it says that don't be boat to only one boat. I don't know.
Don't be boat to only one boat.
Remember a boat, you got one boat, right? So in other words, you cannot be a fisherman of two boats.
You can't have one foot in one boat
Yeah.
and another foot in
Yeah,
the other,
so
because
just-
they'll start to go around
Yeah,
like
so
that. And
only
unless you
one.
can do the splits, you
Yeah,
might be
only
in a lot
one.
of trouble.
And on that one, be faithful, and at the same time, always the communication is very important.
How would you feel?
If it's you.
How would you feel if it's your boyfriend in America that's doing this? That's the point.
Yeah, so again, please like, comment,
Honey,
and subscribe.
Are you getting undressed or
No,
something in front
no,
of
my
the camera?
this dress, Ma'am Tin, I think this is from Ma'am Ten, very sexy. Yeah. So again, if you have
Really?
problem, what do you call that? Love life problem, family problem, financial problem, and whatever kind of problem, let us know, and we'll do a video. And again, don't skip the ads, and please like, comment, and subscribe. And we're hoping
Sorry, keep the what?
watching ad.
Oh, keep watching the
Don't
ads.
escape. So I hope the sender will get our little advice and read the comments also, because by that you will be enlightened. And as I said, whatever our decision, whatever our comments and opinion is at the bottom, it's your opinion. It's your opinion.
as far as-
it's your decision.
It's your decision. But as far as the comments go, what you will get, I predict, what you will get is you will get real life experiences where people have betrayed and been betrayed. And you'll find out what it feels like. If you don't know what it feels like already, then you're probably going to learn. So this is a foreigner in the Philippines.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you so much, and God bless.
Right.